the details about the accident.
And New York City college student knows her fate after allegedly breaking law during a summer fight in Dubai.
Plus, a simulated alien message is finally cracked, showing us the very core of human existence, the unlikely pair who is behind it all.
Those stories and more ahead on Lindenwood News.
Welcome to this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Craig Eddy.
And I'm Tyler Edwards.
A woman is fatally hit by a car in High Ridge, Missouri on Sunday night. The 29-year-old female victim was crossing the road when she was hit by a 76-year-old man from Burns Mill's truck. The driver was headed eastbound on Gravois Road near Okeene Automotive Services. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene, according to Missouri State Highway Patrol. She is yet to be identified.
Ameren, Missouri agrees to settle a court case for $61 million after years of pollution violations. The case revolves around the Rush Island coal power plant, the nation's sixth largest emitter of sulfur dioxide. The plant was shut down in October because of the violations, but several projects were agreed on by Ameren. Those projects include a bus program that will work to replace most current buses with zero-emission, all-electric buses in the St. Louis area. They are also ordered to provide $200 vouchers to almost 125,000 residential accounts for purifier devices.
Community safety is something our roads heavily impact here on the campus of Lindenwood University. Reporter Elizabeth Boaz has the story on how the school plans to address our road conditions.
Streets and roads impact everyone that comes across them. Today we're going to be taking a look at Lindenwood University's parking lots, streets, and sidewalks to see how that impacts students on their day-to-day lives.
On both Old Side and New Side, the streets appear to be pretty clear. Few potholes, cracks in the roads are good signs, as well as the same to be said for the sidewalks. However, the same can't be said about on-street directions. The parking spots are not painted very well, nor are the parking directions, which is pretty big of a letdown considering there aren't very many one-way signs on the street and you have to rely upon the grounds. Here today we have student James Zugmeyer, who's going to share some of his thoughts and opinions on parking here at Lindenwood University.
I feel like for the amount of car traffic that we have on such a small campus, we really need to repaint a lot of these things, because I feel like even when I pulled into this parking lot today here in Spelman, you just can't see the lines anymore. And especially a lot of areas on campus that have one-ways, the arrows are worn out and people constantly drive the wrong direction, especially with like just painting on the roads. You just can't tell where you need to go. A lot of people that are new to campus drive the wrong directions, and it's just not the safest right now.
Here's what public safety had to say. We take the safety and security of the campus community seriously. We continue to take measures in creating a safer campus environment for students, faculty, and staff. Parking, traffic flow, traffic control devices, i.e. stop signs, parking lots, crosswalks, yield signage, yellow curbs, etc., speed of vehicles, and safety in general are the forefront of our team. Overall, it appears to be some pretty simple fixes that maintenance needs to do in order to keep our students safe here on campus. That's it for Lindenwood News. I'm Elizabeth Boaz.
The Walk to End Alzheimer's is a national event hosted by Alzheimer's Association, which is supported by Edwards Jones. The walk takes place every year in over 600 different communities across the United States. Emma Hickerson got a closer look at this inspirational walk.
The Walk for Alzheimer's is a national event hosted by the Alzheimer's Association, which is supported by Edward Jones. This walk takes place annually in over 600 different communities across the United States.
Community events like this help raise awareness of Alzheimer's and fund and research to find a cure for this heartbreaking disease.
Alzheimer's disease affects many families each year, with there being millions of people either living with the disease or providing care for those affected. The disease takes a toll on all individuals and is something the average person wouldn't understand.
So I wanted to participate in this event with my family because my grandpa 4 years ago got diagnosed with Alzheimer's and he passed recently, so we wanted to do it to honor him. Hard watching my grandpa when he went through Alzheimer's. It was a few years of just, you watch them lose themselves and you watch them forget things that they, should know on a daily basis. And it's hurtful to, us as family when you've loved and known them for so long and then they slowly start to forget who you are. And there's a lot of other things that go into it.
The Walk to End Alzheimer's had a beautiful idea of creating a garden for everyone in this journey. This disease isn't just about the ones affected, it's also about the caregivers that lose their daily lives to help and provide for the person of illness.
I followed this mom on TikTok, and her son actually had Sanfilippo syndrome, which is childhood Alzheimer's. So that kind of got the ball going. And then in 2020, early 2020, 2019, my grandmother was diagnosed with dementia Alzheimer's. So that kind of like got it really going in my system.
Alzheimer's is a fast and heart-wrenching disease. The Walk to End Alzheimer's garden consists of blue flowers for someone fighting the disease, purple for someone that had passed, yellow for a caregiver, and orange for someone who just wants to support. And they hope to eventually bring a new flower to the garden, which is white, and would be the first survivor of Alzheimer's. Walks like this show how important these events are to any community, and it's important to keep these around to help grow the support for this debilitating disease. For Lindenwood News, I'm Emma Hickerson.
A man and dog are killed in a hit-and-run crash on Saturday morning in Florissant. 62-year-old Rick Aslept and his beloved dog were found laying on the side of the sidewalk off northbound on Waterford Drive. Camera footage from the neighbors shows Aslept being hit and then thrown around 8 feet into the air and across the street at least 50 feet. The police are investigating but currently have no information.
We all have those little things that don't seem to make any use, but we just like to, they just look nice. Like a decorated oven mitt. David Cruz went out to see how those things have more meaning.
This weekend, St. Joseph Parish in Cottleville held their annual craft fair to help fund one of their school's programs.
We're here today because they've never been to a craft fair, and we wanted to have them have the experience. And we belonged to this parish for a long time. Our kids were in the band, and we wanted to support the band. We saw fancy bracelets, lots of paintings on wood, and lots of fabric ruffles, and it was a lot of cool things.
It's not just crafts that bring people out to the fair, though.
The best part that I like about coming here was I got to see a lot of old friends that I haven't seen for years, because we've been here in this parish since 1976.
You can't have a craft fair without crafts, so I went and talked to one of the vendors who made these pieces.
So I started about 14 years ago, and my business has kind of evolved. I started with the blocks probably about 11 years ago, and it just started as I made them for myself, and then I made them for my friends, and then I started doing craft shows. And it just allowed me to be a stay-at-home mom for 10 years while I did this. Well, I mean, as you can see, I think we have thousands of shoppers here today. I do 6 to 8 craft shows a year, and the local communities really come out and support. And you can tell that they just love to come out and shop locally and handmade. And I just get a lot of comments how people do their entire Christmas shopping at craft fairs.
So it doesn't matter if you want to go meet new friends or see some old ones. Appreciate some really cool stuff that people in your community have made, or maybe try your hand at making something yourself and showing it off to people. Craft fairs have something for everybody. I'm David Cruz with Lindenwood News.
Straight ahead on Lindenwood News, a simulated alien message is decoded. What it said coming up after the break.
A New York college student will spend a year in Dubai prison for assaulting and insulting an airport security guard. Reports say that Elizabeth Santos was instructed by airport security to take off a waist training brace that her doctor prescribed. The student bumped into one of the security guards as she was trying to put the trainer back on. That's when the officials told her she would be detained for touching the female customs officer, according to Economic Times. Santos' apartment contract has ended, and studies at Lehman College, where she is enrolled, have started up again, this time without her. No word if Santos will pursue any further legal action.
An Iowa man gets a new lease on life with a brand new cancer treatment in Nebraska medicine. Alan Moses is the first person in the world to get the commercial form of CAR T cell therapy for mantle cell lymphoma. His doctors describe the treatment in almost war terms. They say the treatment acts as an infantry investing in the cells to train them into elite cancer fighters. This required Moses to be monitored closely and treated for several weeks. Through the cell therapy treatment, Moses' cancers had since entered remission.
Nearly 50 monkeys escaped from South Carolina research facility on Wednesday. According to authorities, a dozen monkeys are still on the loose, but the ones that have recovered are in good health and loose ones have not gone far. Apparently, several keep jumping over the facility gates, and facility says that the monkeys got loose after a staff member didn't secure their enclosure correctly. They say the escaped monkeys do not pose a threat to public health, as they have not been in any testing.
A father-daughter team has decoded a signal from space meant to simulate a message from aliens. This is the visualized message from 5 configurations that represent amino acids. If you remember from chemistry class, they are the building blocks of life. It appears as clusters of white pixels on black background. The designers of the project confirmed amino acids are the intended message, but they are leaving the interpretation open. The art project is from the SETI Institute. The nonprofit simulated their extraterrestrial signal more than a year ago, beaming the alien-like message from a spacecraft orbiting Mars. 3 observatories on Earth picked it up and released the raw data on the internet. A father-daughter team of citizen scientists took nearly a year and thousands of hours of work to decode it.
We've got some chilly weather and rain coming this weekend. Stick around and we'll tell you all about it next. It looks like sweater weather out there. We've got some cold weather moving down from the north, followed with a warm front later this weekend. On Thursday, we have a cloudy day that will be a bit chillier at a high of 57 degrees. Then Thursday night, our weather's going to drop down to 38 degrees. There's a very small chance of rain at 7% throughout the day, but we will be having a windy day with winds up to 15 miles per hour. It looks a little chillier weather all around the board with averages all in the 50s today. St. Louis and Maryland Heights is just a bit warmer with a high of 56, while in O'Fallon is slightly colder with a high of 53, and St. Peter's will be peaking at 55. Everyone will get a little boost in temperature this weekend, bringing the area average up to the 60s. This weekend, there's going to be a small warm front moving through the area, which is going to give us some highs in the 60s. Friday looks like it's going to be a beautiful sunny day with a high of 60, and that sunshine will be really welcome since we'll begin to see a bit of rain Sunday night that will continue throughout the next week. And now to the marvelous Miss Jia Buck with sports.
Missouri voters made history in the recent election, passing sports betting. But when can you start placing your bets? More on this after the break. Sports betting is now legal in the state of Missouri, but that doesn't mean you can place your bets quite yet. The Missouri Gaming Commission is required to make sports betting legal by the 1st of December in 2025. While it could be sooner, for now Missouri sports fans will have to wait before they can start gambling on their favorite teams. Missouri is the 39th state to legalize sports betting. It is estimated to bring the state as much as $28.9 million in annual revenue. Olympic breakdancing star Ray Gunn announces her retirement. The Australian dancer went viral for her performance in the 2024 Paris Olympics, despite the judges giving her a score of 0. Afterwards, the internet flooded with hate for her performance. People claimed that Ray Gunn had elected herself for the Olympics. Ray Gunn says the internet hate led her to retire from competing. She says she's not going to stop dancing, but it's going to be contained to her living room from now on. The Lindenwood Lions volleyball team set a new personal best last week in their game against Western Illinois. With the help of newly recovered senior player Rebecca Yankee, the Lions volleyball team won the game with a total of 26 kills. This sets the team up for success as they prepare to go into the OVC showdown this weekend. The Lindenwood Lions also hosted Western Illinois Leatherbacks for an exciting homecoming week full of events. These events included festivities like parades and even a tailgate before the game. Lucie Harmon has more on that.
This weekend, the Lindenwood Lions will be taking on the Western Illinois Leathernecks. This will be the big game for Lindenwood since it is their homecoming game, and there will be a tailgate right before the game.
So homecoming week is a chance for alumni to return back to campus, for current students to really just hang out and have a great time and really just take in the Lindenwood culture. I know we're having a lip sync battle, there's trivia night, there's going to be a parade before the game, so it's really just a time to really take in that Lindenwood feel of being a Lion.
I really enjoy like the amount of like enthusiasm and excitement you can feel at our campus, and like how how excited everybody is for the upcoming weekend, the parade, the game. It's a whole bunch of good vibes, and I really love the environment around this time.
You can get tickets online at Lindenwood's website, or you can just walk right in and buy them there.
And we are going to be in our parade block marching a couple of songs for you guys, and so I'd hope you guys would be able to come out. Yeah.
We'll have a parade and trivia going on this week, while most of the events are already finished, but we'd love to see you at those events. Saturday, the game will be at 2 p.m., and we'd love to see you. Make sure to bring your friends and family and come ready with your school spirit. This is Lucie Harmon with Lindenwood News. Go Lions!
Thank you, Lucie. Lindenwood's homecoming is always a good time. That's it for sports. Back to you, Tyler.
Get ready to watch students battle it out with no mics, just moves as Lindenwood's lip sync competition heats up. I was able to catch the event and the fun that took place during homecoming week. Let's take a look.
Here at Lindenwood University, the excitement of homecoming week is in full swing, and one of the most anticipated events is the annual lip sync battle.
This event has become a staple on campus, drawing students from all across the university, and it's not just about the music. It's about team spirit, friendly competition, and showing off some serious creativity. I had a chance to speak with Melissa Benniger, who is the MC of this year's lip sync competition.
For lip sync in particular, it takes a lot of working with our athletics partners since we are using their space. We have a lot of training that goes in with our presidents of their student organizations about homecoming. They've been working really hard and we've been working really hard and we're excited.
I also had a chance to speak with some students about this year's lip sync competition to give us more insight on the event.
I'm excited to see everyone else's dances. It's really fun seeing like who choreographs and what they choreograph, and then like what each group comes up with, because you can like come up with so many different things, especially with like there being small groups compared to large groups. You can do a lot of different things in both those sections.
I definitely think that the energy is bigger. I feel like the crowd's more involved. Today there was like a flashlight thing and like everybody got in on it and it was super interactive. And the dance battles were really interactive, so I feel like that gets the students involved.
And here's a twist. The winning dance group gets a donation towards their sorority or fraternity.
Well, we don't have too many traditions since we're still like getting up there into what we want that to look like, but lip sync is the best one I think that Lindenwood has, and it's something everyone looks forward to every single year.
That wraps up a night of music and dance at Lindenwood University's lip sync battle. I'm Tyler Edwards with Lindenwood News.
That's it for this edition of Lindenwood News. I'm Craig Eddy.
And I'm Tyler Edwards. Thank you for joining us.